G'day folks, Ben from Snowies today showing you this awesome product from Quest Outdoors. It's the Camp Table 5.
Hit it.
This table is made with durable materials. It adjusts right up to 88 centimeters in height and is one of the easiest camp tables I've seen to set up and pack away. Before we dive into this product, there is loads more content like this on our YouTube channel, so make sure you like and subscribe and you'll get notified of all of our latest content. Now let's jump in. Now we're down in the car park at a Keswick Adelaide store today. Might be a few vehicles, four-wheel drives going around in the background, excuse the noise, but I really want to show you this Quest Camp Table 5. They've made a smaller version of this, and this is the larger version. It was a really popular model, and this is a pretty exciting addition to the range. So this is how it looks packed up. Weighs a little bit over 10 kilos and measures about 78 centimeters by 65 centimeters and about 8.5 centimeters in width here. We'll jump straight into setting it up. Now, if we lay this down flat, this is a fold-in half table. So this is the top that we're looking at here, and the other side of the top is on the bottom here. So lay it flat. There are little indents in the end here, so you can pull it. It actually latches close, so you need to use a little bit of muscle just to unlatch it so that it stays latched while it's stored, and roll this out flat. Now, Quest, as with all their products, put a lot of thought into every little detail. So this does have a locking mechanism to stop this from folding, but they're gravity operated. So these little blue latches here, as soon as you tip the table the other way up, these lock into place and stop the table from folding in half again. So you don't actually need to lock and unlock the table in any way when you're setting it up. Just unfold it, put the legs out. When you flip it over, that'll lock into place. You don't need to put the legs out though. That's really easily done as well. These lock into place on each side. If we just get the fabric out of the way, you can see there's little locking mechanisms here. So you just need to free the leg out of that. Just push it up. These mechanisms here need to lock into place, which happen really easily. 2 clicks there, that moved and locked into place super easily then. Same on the other side, just lift it up, listen for the click, and they're both locked into place. So these act as our stabilizer arms on the corners here, and those legs are at the lowest setting. We're ready to flip the table over. So I'm just going to put it on its side. You've got a second person, could be easier to go on each end, but just lever it up on its legs. We can see that started to bend, but as I put that down, that's now locked to stop it from bending in half again. So these gravity operated locks are in effect now. If I wanted to unlock it while it's this way up, I can just put my finger underneath, press this button here to release the latch, and it will fold again. But really easily done with that gravity operated latch. Now that's the lowest setting as it is there. Now there's actually 5 different heights that this table will go to. My measurements are a little bit different than what Quest say. They say 55 to 86. I get a little bit more than that. And it's all adjusted through this mechanism here. So you don't need to lock each side. You just push this button here and that unlocks the mechanism in here. There's a little grippy point here for your foot. So to adjust it, we simply push this button in and pull this up, and then that adjusts to different heights. Now the heights of the table are at the very lowest, which is really just the points at which you would store it at. So it's not actually locked in place here, it's just at the lowest point. That's at 56 centimeters. The first lock point, if we pull this up, that's locked into place. Now it goes up only a centimeter, so that's 57 centimeters. I push this in, release it, and then lift it up to the next point. That goes up to 62 centimeters in height. 2 more, next one's 74 centimeters, and you do just need to allow this to come out a little bit as you adjust it because you get a bit of pressure, so just lift and release that. And then at the very highest point, this goes up to 88 centimeters. So 5 different adjustment points. The only thing to note when you're adjusting is that obviously the laws of physics, if I'm pushing this here down now, this down here now, sorry, this sort of gets stuck, so I need to kind of move with those legs a little bit. I need to just lift it to let these the foot of the table move in and out. If I'm just forcing it, it doesn't work so well. So just give it a bit of room to move. So that's the 5 height adjustments. Do the same on the other side. That's the Camp Table 5 at its highest point there. Now, to give you some ideas on ideal heights for different activities, I suppose I'm 185 centimeters, and this is a pretty good height. I'd probably want it a little bit higher, I suppose, but for a camp table, this is a pretty good height for preparing meals and things like that, as a workbench, I suppose. 70 to 75 centimeters is pretty standard for a dining table setup. So if you're going to then use this to dine at after you've prepped your dinner, just drop it down 1 height on each side. Easily done. Just pull this in, drop it down again. It's now at dining table height. If you then want to use it as a coffee table or for storage or something, drop it down again. It could even be for a kid's height table if you like to go down to the next level. So it's easily adjustable within the campsite. You don't have to adjust each leg individually. You're just adjusting the entire end. So all you're getting is a slight slope to the table as you make that adjustment. So make sure you've got nothing on there that's going to slide off. You don't even have to move the table to adjust it. You can do that while it's in your campsite. Materials that the table is made of are all a durable but lightweight materials. So this is a blow mold high density polyethylene or a polyethylene material on top here. Really easy to clean. It'll get a few scratches and stuff, but commonly used in most camp tables and offers good durability and a combination of durability and weight. There are some fabric elements here, which is just a heavy duty polyester in the sling underneath here and also the pocket on the other end that we'll show you shortly. There are a few plastic elements in here that aren't in a high sort of wear areas, I suppose. They're just there to make the buttons and things easier to use, less pinch points for your hands. So you've got buttons like this one here, and then up on the cross membrane up here, this little section here is just there to cover up the button. It's otherwise quite small and tends to be hard to push or can pinch your fingers. So they've just put elements like that in place to make it easy to use. And then you've got a powder coated steel frame. So all of these gray sections are a powder coated steel. Little spot on the bottom here, this is sort of like that grippy stuff they use on the corner of stairs to stop you from sliding off. That's purely to put your foot on while you're adjusting it. So you're using your foot on here, holds it in place while you're adjusting the table height here. So just small things that Quest put in place to make the table really easy to use. Running through the features of the table, as we mentioned before, you've got all these blue elements here, which are the adjustment points. So the little latch that's up underneath the table here, as well, is also blue. They're the locking points, so you've got an easy reference of where you go to adjust and pack away the table. And underneath the table, you've got this big sling here for storage that it looks like it's sagging down at the moment, but you have actually got these little hooks here that team up with those loops or these tabs up on top here. So if we just hook them in place, that gives this sling support through the middle. One on both sides, and that gives us all of this storage space for all of our camp kitchen gear. If we like crockery, cutlery, you can even put your camp chairs or store your camp chairs in here overnight or during the day if you're not using them. So heaps and heaps of storage underneath the table here, and you don't need to remove this sling to pack it away. Moving up to the other end of the table, a couple of extra storage features. Firstly, this little fold out tea towel hook. So this just locks into place like this when it's stored. Fold it out this way, and it's got a little knob, I suppose, in here that helps this lock into place. Sticks out like that, and you can hang your tea towel on there. So somewhere really handy. Quite often you don't think about where you're going to hang your tea towel, but this is integrated into the table and you don't need to remove it for pack away. On the very end here, a little bit of extra storage, just 1, 2, 3, and 4 mesh pockets across here without a closed top, and then a zippered mesh pocket along here, probably for some small cutlery items if you like. And attached to that is a bottle opener, so Quest branded bottle opener there if you forget to take your bottle opener and you don't have screw caps. Once set up, you get 153 centimeters of length and almost 65 centimeters of working space on here, which is tons of room for a campsite. And they put 155 kilo weight rating on this table here. I don't know in what instance you'd be putting 155 kilos on it, and it would probably be quite unstable by the time you had that on there, but that's how much weight you can put on there before it collapses. But in terms of stability, it wobbles a little. All camp tables wobble a little. This one, for its size, and given that this is at the highest point here, is really good. These braces in the corners here are really sturdy. They don't flex at all, so it offers tons of stability. If I put a cup on here to give you an idea, if I really wobble that, it does move around a little bit. But in reality, if I'm working on top of here, I'm putting a small amount of pressure and there is a little bit of movement. But as I said, that's at the highest setting for this table here. Once it's lower, it's going to get sturdier and sturdier. So I'm really impressed with how sturdy this table is for the height of it, particularly as a workbench. And one of the benefits of this camp table, particularly on soft ground, would be this bar across the bottom here, which is used to adjust the height. But if you've got this in sand, this bar is going to help stop these legs from sinking too far into the sand as well. So it's going to make it nice and sturdy. Now, it doesn't have an adjustable feet. So if it is on really hard ground, you're going to have to sort of move a few rocks or maybe chock one side up to make sure it's sturdy, but it makes for a really sturdy leg and really beneficial on soft ground. Now that's all the features. We'll pack the table away now, which is almost as easy or just as easy as setting it up. We do need to make sure we fold the little towel rail in on the other end of the table here, and then we want to adjust these legs down to the lowest height. before we flip it over. You can do it once it's flipped over, but this is really designed as a one-handed adjustment, easiest to do when the table's up this way. So put your foot on the little grip at the bottom there, put your hand over the blue latch there, push it in and lower that down. Now, you may need to stop at some point and just allow these feet to adjust out a little. Drop that right down to the lowest point there. Up the other end, do the same thing. Now, packing it away from here, we want to flip the table over because we need to fold the legs in before we fold it in half. So just pull it over like this. If you do have a really dirty ground, you can probably do it from this point here. If you've got a ground sheet down, then it's probably going to be easiest because you can lay your table right upside down like this and it's going to make packing it away really easy. I wouldn't be too concerned about these latches here, but you can remove them if you like. The hooks, sorry, not latches. They'll probably fall off by themselves when you pack it away. The next step is to fold these legs in. Now this is easiest done from the end of the table here, and we go to the little blue buttons on the side here. It actually says push on top. Pushing that releases the little locking mechanism in here so we can fold these legs forward. So if we're coming this side and push down this way while we push the legs down with our feet, these legs will then fold down into place nice and easily. Just move the fabric away from the little C-clip there, push it all the way in, lock them into place. Same thing on the other side, and we're almost done. From here, all that's left to do is fold it in half. Once it's here, just give it a little push, lock it into place. You've got a carry handle on the side here so you can easily carry it to your car and pack it away. Easily slots into your car. This way, pack it flat, tight on your roof rack, however you like. Really storable, really versatile, great addition to your camp setup. That is the Quest Camp Table 5. Check these out online at snowies.com.au.